I will tell you this, that one of the nice things about Thinstone is the fact that when you get up to the transition points of the top, the trim of the top is perfect to the Thinstone, and you don't have to go and cut a full piece. Many times when he's worked on the walls and the other things that we have that are stone here, there's a lot of cutting involved and sawing involved. With Thinstone, you're able to find a piece that fits the transition spots. Great point about Thinstone is that in many of, when you work with full stones, we've had so many disappointments with rust coming from the inside of a full stone. With Thinstone, you get absolutely no rust leaching down the wall. It is just a pure product, because they see it on the back of the stone, on the flat side, they can tell where the iron is, and he eliminated all of those. What few we had, he eliminated, and we've had absolutely, now it's 2 years, no leaching of any iron at all. The coverage, again, I'd have to yield to you. I think the coverage, you get probably 2 or 4 times as much. The way Dominguez works is he had the wall laid out on the floor before it went up. So we knew how it was going to lay on the wall, on the floor before. So he would lay out a section, and I'd go out to lunch and I'd come back, and it seemingly in an hour he would do 3 to 4 foot wide sections, bottom to middle, and then they'd go on, and then he'd do middle to top at the end of the day. It went up much faster than a normal wall. Much faster. I'd say 4 times faster, easily. More than 2,000 square feet, and he did it in under just on the house, under 2 weeks. Under 2 weeks, start to finish, end to end. It was, and that was leaving fittings for the footings of the doors that were all AZAC to move in. That was accounting for what would then be the barbecue area, and making sure that he had enough room to use the Thinstone on that, so we didn't waste any space on the top area of the patio. And that was a big determining factor on the patio. If you don't use thin stone, you're wasting a huge amount of space, and because 6 inches, if you're using more than 6 inches, you're taking away a ½ foot of patio, and it allows you also, it allows you to use the unique angles that you see. I mean, the unique angles are what makes is the artistry of stonework.
Years ago, when we don't have the Thinstone, we was very limited, not that much to choose. But now you got a lot of different colors, and the finish on the stones, even that is a natural stone, is also a lot different one from the other. So there's a lot. It's great. The Thinstone helps in every way. That I can't think about one thing that is not vintage. It's all vintage with the Thinstone.
It is a better quality work, and the one thing I didn't mention about Thinstone, the one piece I didn't mention, was that at the end, when you have a full stone, he washed all the stones at the end to make them come clean and beautiful. Let me tell you, I've seen him wash full stones. Doesn't always come out the way he wanted it to. With the Thinstone, he had a piece here, and he popped it right out like a cavity in a filling, and he found another stone. It gives you the ability to correct like no other product on the market. And when you have a finished product and you look at it and you go, oh my God, and my wife tortured him. I don't like this rock. And you know what? Most of the time, he would come forward, he'd say, Joanne, I don't like this rock. And she'd go, you're right. And within 15 minutes, he'd have it corrected on that day. And you can't correct a big stone in the wall. Once it's in, it's done. But this gives you the ability to look back at the end of the day at the mosaic and go, you know, I don't like one piece. And sadly for Dominguez, my wife looked over and said, I don't like this rock. This rock is not the right. And many, 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 many pieces were substituted and moved, and it was much easier to do. And also you can't tell, you know, where it's been done. I would absolutely recommend Thinstone. I'd recommend it over the full stones, really. I think that I think it gives you a lot more ability to be creative in the design, and I also think that it gives a master mason, or a maestro, like a maestro, like Dominguez would say, gives him the ability to create. And I just think it's just a fabulous product.